Hello, welcome to Summerfest Online 2020. Thank you very much for coming along to view these presentations. Just a quick reminder that we have a number of exhibitors in the exhibitors hall. If you want to go along and have a quick browse, maybe do some shopping, then we'd love to see you. And a quick reminder too about our wonderful sponsors, Yayo Hemp Products and Butte Island Cheese. They're also in the exhibitors hall and they'd love to see you too. If you've enjoyed the show, please remember this is a free event, and if you'd like to make a small donation, you'd be very welcome. Please go to the Friends of VegFest page to make a donation. And a reminder too, we have another show in November, London Online, and in next March, Plant Powered Expo. And you can find out all about that on VegfestUK.co.uk. Thanks very much and enjoy the presentation.
Hello, my name is Juliette Bryant and I'm a nutritional consultant, and today we're going to be talking about foods for positive mental health. So all the foods that we're going to be talking about are animal-free, gluten-free and refined sugar-free. And I'm going to be talking to you about how you can really incorporate food into your life to support a positive mental health and well-being. Hippocrates, who was the father of modern medicine, said, "Let food be thy medicine and medicine be thy food," meaning that food can really be a great support to our health and our well-being. So let's take a look at how we can start to incorporate foods for positive mental health and to reduce anxiety. One of the keys to positive mental health is cultivating good gut health. Our gut communicates directly with our brain, so keeping its balance is really key. And we'll be looking at this in a brief way. If you want to look at this in more depth, I have an online course, a 4-part online course on my website called How to Heal the Gut. So when it comes to the gut, what we need to do is keep the bad bacteria at bay by reducing refined sugars and processed foods from our diet, feeding the good bacteria by eating fibre-rich foods such as fresh fruit and vegetables. So these are really the key points when it comes to the gut, because what we find is that 80% of the serotonin, which is a neurotransmitter that is produced in the body to help maintain good feelings of happiness in the being, is produced in the gut and not in the brain. So the link between the gut and the brain is huge, and a lot of people now call the gut the second brain because of these strong links. So if you're feeling a bit down or a bit anxious, a good place to start is addressing that gut balance. One of my favorite things is this fire cider that I make. This is on my website, and fire cider is an ancient recipe of apple cider vinegar with lots of other amazing ingredients in there. And it sits for 6 weeks, and you then strain it off, and it creates this amazing drink. The recipe is in my Superfoods and How to Use Them book as well, or I have it on my website. But what the fire cider does, it helps to keep the bad bacteria at bay. So this is a really good thing that you can take on a regular basis. But getting good probiotics into your diet, looking at keeping the bad bacteria at bay and bringing up the good bacteria is a really important thing for positive mental health, and reducing those refined sugar foods and those processed foods from our diet that are going to directly affect the gut. One of the main things that we really need to do for a good, healthy working body is make sure that we're giving our body all the nutrients. Because if we're not giving the body the nutrients that it needs, this puts strain on our being, which puts strain on our stress levels, on us feeling anxious or depressed. So making sure that we've got these key aspects covered, and specifically for mental health, there are certain things that are really important. So essential fat has been shown to really help affect the brain in a positive way. And there have been lots of studies done with essential fat in children with ADHD and learning difficulties, and they put them on high dose essential fats, and a lot of these issues do disappear. So making sure we've got enough essential fat. Now, obviously, if you're on a plant-based diet, people can think, well, where am I going to get those omega-3s from? But there are lots of great sources on a plant-based diet of omega-3. So avocados, nuts and seeds, hemp seeds are a great one. But you can also buy brilliant supplements now, omega-3 supplements that are not fish-based. So this is great. So getting a blue-green algae oil-based essential fat product is a really, really good thing to have. The next thing that we want to look at on to keep a good aspect of mental health is magnesium. Magnesium has been shown to affect 700 functions in the body, and yet a lot of people are deficient in magnesium. So adding in magnesium into your diet if you're feeling a little bit low is a really good idea. So where can we get magnesium? Well, raw cacao, this is a cacao pod here. So raw chocolate is the most bioavailable source of magnesium on the planet. What that means is that it's easy for our bodies to absorb and utilize the magnesium when it comes from raw chocolate. So this is great news for all you chocolate lovers out there. There's a reason why you've been wanting chocolate, because it's good for your mental health. We'll talk more about that in a minute. The other sources of magnesium that you can get are leafy greens, brown rice, things like that. You can get some great magnesium supplements. One of my favorites is Magnesium Calm. It's a great magnesium supplement that you add to water, and that's really, really good to help increase the magnesium, which has been shown to be linked to depression and anxiety, low levels of it. The other thing that's really important is vitamin D, and getting a cross-section of nutrients is really key. So when our body is struggling in the nutrients, it will struggle in its functions, which will make us feel more anxious in general. It's like a car. If your car doesn't have petrol in it, or it's running out of petrol, that creates an anxiety within yourself that you might be running out. And it's the same in your body. If you're not putting the right fuel into your body, you're not going to be able to run as efficiently. So this is a really important thing that we add into our diet, making sure that we've got a good cross-section of nutrients. And for me, that means eating a rainbow of food, lots of the different colour fruits and vegetables, so I'm getting that cross-section of phytonutrients going into my body. But vitamin D is also a really important one, and we get this from the sunlight. In this country, we don't get enough vitamin D for a large chunk of the year, so supplementing that is a really good idea. And there's some great vegan vitamin D3 and K2 supplements out there, which I recommend you look into. The next thing is water. Making sure that we are hydrating ourselves is really, really important, because hydration, every cell needs to be hydrated. Every cell needs water. So getting that hydration into our body is really, really key, because otherwise you will struggle and you will feel anxious. So this is a really important thing to look at having in your diet. So one of my favourite ways to really start the day off in a good way and get lots of nutrients into my body is by having a smoothie. Now, in my smoothie, I'm going to talk you through some of the things that I put in that are really great to support mental health and have a really good start to the day. So I always put my green mix in. Now, my green mix that I make has a whole range of good things in it. It's got wheatgrass, which helps to aid the body in getting rid of impurities and toxins. And the cleaner our body is, the better it works. The cleaner our liver is, the more it can filter out excess hormones and excess toxins, and the better we'll feel with energy levels and overall health. Then it's got chlorella, and chlorella is a single-celled green freshwater algae, which is really high in protein. So this is a great thing for vegans to be having. It's also a great source of iron and vitamin C, as well as omega-3. So chlorella is a really great thing to be adding in. My green mix, I've also got nettles, which are, again, amazing cross-section of nutrients and antioxidants that we can be putting into our body. It's got camu camu. Now, camu camu is a great source of vitamin C. In fact, it's one of the richest sources of vitamin C in the world. And vitamin C is really important because it gets rid of free radical damage and really supports good general health and well-being. The other thing I've got in my green mix is sea buckthorn, which has been shown to be very supportive of the liver and the heart, and has been used for thousands of years in different ancient medicines. It's also got lucuma, which is known as the gold of the Incas, and this is a really good source of fiber, so great linking into the gut and helping to prevent constipation and really adding into supporting good gut bacteria. It's also got Rishi Mushroom. Now, this is one of my favorite things. Look at this guy here. So Rishi Mushroom has been shown to support a healthy immune system. And there's lots and lots of amazing literature on the medicinal mushrooms, especially reishi. It's been used for thousands of years by the Chinese and is very supportive of a healthy immune system. So that's something I have on a regular basis. And I found it really helps to reduce stress in the body, which is a really important thing. So reishi is great. Cacao is another great thing that I always put, well, not always, but a lot of the time put into my smoothies. And we mentioned cacao before as the most bioavailable source of magnesium on the planet. And as I said, magnesium is essential for 700 functions in the body. So a really good thing to have in. But cacao works in many other ways to help support positive mental health. Cacao really works to boost our serotonin levels because there's something called anandamide. And anandamide is known as the bliss chemical or the bliss molecule because when we consume it, it helps us to feel good. It's also been shown that cacao really supports the production of nerve cells, which have a positive effect on anxiety, reducing anxiety and depression. So cacao also works to reduce cortisol, which is the stress hormone. So this is a really amazing thing. So cacao really has been shown to be very supportive of positive mental health and positive feelings. Adding in a good protein into your smoothie is great. My favorite one is enriched protein powder. I love that one. It's the Epic Vanilla is great and it's really easy to digest, which is so important. And it's been shown that protein is really important for the production of neurotransmitters, which are the key things in treating depression and anxiety. So having good protein-rich foods on a plant-based diet is really a great thing to do to help support positive mental health. And it's been shown that by eating protein-rich foods, you end up having less of the sugary foods, which obviously can trigger anxiety and depression. So, as I said, you know, the amino acids, the protein are the building blocks which have such an important role in the production of the neurotransmitters. So this is a really important thing to have. The other thing I like to add into my smoothies are bananas. Bananas are high in dopamine, so they help to increase the dopamine levels in our body. Dopamine is another neurotransmitter which allows us to feel calm and relaxed. So this is a great thing to be adding into your diet. So if I was going to make a smoothie, that smoothie for good mental health would have a teaspoon of my super green mix, a tablespoon of my vegan protein powder, 2 tablespoons of cacao powder, and then I'd put 5 dates in a banana and then a cup of water. Whiz that up and you've got a delicious smoothie that's nutrient rich, really easy to make, and it's going to be really supportive of good, positive mental health. So a really simple thing to do. So some of the other things that are great for mental health, I make a lovely calming tea, which is chamomile, lemon balm, hibiscus, lemon peel, valerian, and CBD. And this is a beautiful tea that I've been making for a while, which is very soothing and calming and really has a positive effect on people's mental health. So those are all ingredients that you could add in as well. One of the things that I found is really beneficial is CBD as well. So I've got this great product, Essential Cbd Chocolate Mix. There's also a turmeric version and it's so easy to use and it tastes delicious. So many people came to me and said, I don't like the taste of CBD, but you know, I really want to take it. So I thought, well, let's design something that tastes amazing, doesn't have refined sugar, isn't processed. You know, it's a really amazing product and it's got the medicinal mushrooms in there. It's got CBD, whole plant CBD. It's got your cacao in there, so you're getting all of those good things. You put a teaspoon, 1 to 2 teaspoons in hot water, mix it, add some plant milk, and boom, You've got a delicious hot chocolate that's good for you without refined sugar, without that processing, that's got the CBD, and CBD has been shown to be really effective in the treatment of depression and anxiety. CBD, for those of you who don't know, is one of the cannabinoids that come from the cannabis plant. So this is a great thing to be having in your diet if you are suffering from depression and anxiety. Lots and lots of studies showing how effective this can be. So check out CBD, check out how that works, and obviously look into the other things that I've been talking about. You know, as I said, adding in things like hemp seeds, amazing rich source of plant-based protein and essential fat, really good thing to be adding in to help ease depression, inflammation as well, hormone imbalances, all of those great things. Chia seeds, another great source of omega-3 that can help fight depression and mood swings. So there's lots of different things we can start to utilize and add in. So to summarize, wherever you're at is great. Wherever you're at is absolutely fine. It's about looking at taking that one next step. What's one thing I can do to improve on where I'm at in this moment? And if you are struggling with anxiety or depression, then obviously I've talked about a lot of things. It can seem overwhelming. But what you need to do is think, okay, what one thing can I start to add into my diet to really support me where I'm at, to support my health and well-being now? And the most simple one is to add in more clean water. Start drinking more water so that you're flushing those toxins out of your system. The second thing could be to reduce refined sugars and processed foods. Obviously, ideally eliminating them, but don't start with eliminating them if your diet consists mainly of them. Start by reducing them and swapping them for positive things. So, for example, if you use refined sugar a lot, you could try swapping it for coconut sugar, which is a great alternative to refined sugar, which is very low on the GI index. So it's not going to shoot your blood sugar up and then you're not going to come crashing down. So that's a good swap. I find that when we swap things out for a good version of it, this is a really good way to do things because we don't feel like we're depriving ourselves or missing out. Instead, we're just replacing for even better things that are going to make us feel good. Because ultimately, that's what we all want, don't we? We want to feel good. We want to have energy. We want to be able to live the life that we want to live. So those are a few of the things that you could do. So as I said, adding in water, then looking at how many refined foods and refined sugars you're having and making some swaps there. Maybe adding in a good smoothie in the morning with some super greens, or adding in, getting some essential fat drops that you can get. There are some on my website done by Vivo, which are great. And just start adding in those vegan, those plant-based omega-3s to really help support your brain to be in a good space. Then you can look at, obviously, if you're on a plant-based diet, B12 is a really important nutrient which can have a big effect, lack of it, on mental health. So making sure you've got a good B12 in your diet is another great thing that you can be adding in to help support your mental health. Looking at magnesium and adding some magnesium in, be it in the form of raw cacao, raw chocolate, or in a magnesium supplement. As I said, magnesium calm is a great one. I really like that one. Looking at your gut health and how you can support good gut health by reducing, again, the processed foods and the refined sugars and refined foods, and adding in the good things that are going to nourish your gut. So adding in the fire cider, maybe adding in some good probiotics, making sure you're having lots of good soluble fiber so that your body can, the good bacteria has got food to feed on. So lots of nice fresh fruit and vegetables are going to help to make you feel much better. So those are a few tips. Obviously, it's a massive subject and I could talk about it for ages, but these are a few tips which will hopefully help you and support you to feeling really good about where you're at with your diet. And if anyone wants to get in touch with me and ask me any questions, then you can do so on my website, JulietteBryant.com, or via Facebook at Juliette'sKitchen.tv. or send me a good old-fashioned email. You can find my email on my website. And yeah, do ask me any questions that you've got that I may be able to help you with. I hope you've enjoyed this talk. And if you want to learn and work further with me, then I have mentorship programs where I work with people over a 3-month period, either in a group or one-to-one. And I do a free call to see if this is right for you. So do check out my website where the information is on that. And you can book in for your free call or send me a message about that. Also, as a special gift for you, by using the code LOVE on my website at the checkout, you can buy 8 of my online courses. There's a bundle of them for £150 forever, for life, instead of £982. And in those courses, we cover self-care, we cover gut health, we cover how to have a healthy vegan diet, and much more. So lots of amazing things. All of it's plant-based, so do check it out, and I look forward to hearing from you soon. Lots of love.